Hey, this is Scott from the Record Selector. It's been about a month and a half since I did one of these videos uh, going through a few of the updates to the collection. I haven't bought quite as many records over the last month as I normally do. My shop is closed for renovations right now, so it's the worst time of the year for that to happen, but it's out of my control. So kind of drawn down on the wallet a little bit, so I haven't been as free and easy with the record buying budget, but I have got some really good ones. So I've got quantity over quality, and you can see I have a pretty good stack. This is some of the better records I've bought since the last time I did this, which was about a month and a half ago. So get right into it. I got a really nice copy of the Velvet Underground and Nico Andy Warhol. I'm not sure what pressing this is, but these can be quite valuable, and this one is in near mint condition, as you can see, still in the original shrink. It is open. It doesn't have the, I don't think this is the first state cover, the torso cover, but there's no barcode, so I'm not sure what that means. And also, this is not you can't peel the banana on this one, but it's been reissued a number of times, but I feel like this is going to be probably from the 70s, maybe. I don't know. I need to look into it a little bit more. It's on Verve, so like I said, these can be quite valuable. I got this one for about 20 bucks, so that was a pretty good deal, and pretty happy to have it, and looking forward to seeing what its true value is. This is one of I have a very large record collection, as everyone knows who follows this channel and listens to the station, but this is one that I have never had in the collection, so now I've got it, and I think I got a really good copy of it, so pretty happy with that. And then I got Lou Reed, Sally Can't Dance, can never go wrong with this one. Such a fun record, you know. And this is looks like a promo. It's got a not for sale, promo only stamp in the vinyl there, so that's kind of cool. I believe I have this one in rotation right now at therecordselector.com. And then this weekend I was able to pick up some more Mick Ronson, Slaughter on 10th Avenue. This was his first solo record while he was still with David Bowie, and it is fantastic. Other critics have said it's as good as anything that Bowie was doing at the time, and it really is. It sounds a lot like a David Bowie record because it's David Bowie's guitar player. I have, the last time I did this, I picked up Play Don't Worry, and I think I put a song from that one in the playlist for the next Record Selector Live. But I may swap that out for something from this album, because this is actually the better album. I mean, I love all Mick Ronson stuff, but this one is it's really choice. So there's some, I mean, every song on here is fantastic. My favorite would be Only After Dark, so I may have to throw that one in to the next Record Selector. If not the next one, definitely one at some point in the future. And then I got The Move, Looking On. This one I went ahead and bought online because I've been waiting forever to find one at a local record store. Figured it's probably not going to happen, and I really wanted to put this one in the collection, so I paid decent money for this. It's rather, you know, you don't get it super cheap, but you get it for about the price of a new record these days, and it's way better than a lot of the new stuff that is to be found. This is the Jeff Lynne does most of the work here on this one, and it's definitely got a good psychedelic meets rock and roll ELO vibe. It's great, and I'm pretty sure I've got something from this one on the next Record Selector. If not the next one, then the next one, and so look forward to hearing from The Move. Then I got this one, is The Sun and the Moon, from the KCOU, which is a local college radio station. and never heard of these guys. The record was really cheap, so I figured I would, if it came from KCOU, I thought it would probably be pretty interesting, and in fact it is. It's got a really good 80s vibe to it, and I guess this came out probably around 86 or something like that. I think they were from England, and it sounds kind of like New Order meets modern English. So I've got an 80s show coming up. I'm going to do an all 80s synth show. So after I get the synth one done, synth pop, I'm going to do an alternative kind of 120 minutes type of 80s thing with, you know, some of the punk rock and Violent Femmes and Primitives and things like Sun and the Moon may find its way into that. So I may do an 80s metal show as well. And if I do, I guess I'm going to have some Ozzy on it. Pick this one up. This was at a local store for months, and it was priced pretty high. But eventually it went on sale, and I got there at just the right time, and then I whipped out a 10% off coupon, so I got it even cheaper. So this is Speak of the Devil. I remember when this one came out. It was recorded pretty soon after the great Randy Rhoads had died in that horrible plane crash. And so Brad Gillis came and did a few shows with Ozzy Osbourne, and so they recorded this record. It's all Black Sabbath covers, and it is killer. It's really good sound, and glad to have this record in the collection. I remember when it came out, I remember going to Camelot Music and like, oh my God, look at this. I couldn't afford it then even, but you know, this was right after Ozzy made headlines by eating bats and stuff, doing all kinds of crazy Ozzy Osbourne stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be Strawberry Jelly. But if you're 14 years old and it's 1983 and, you know, this would scare your parents, which is what it was all about. So then I got Ice from Riding Easy Records. This is a re-release of a record that came out around 1969. Some really good hard rock from a band called Ice. Don't know too much about them, but I do know that this record is fantastic, and props to Riding Easy for re-releasing all of this awesome stoner hard rock from the Come Down era, as well as a lot of modern rock that does it right. All Black Sabbath inspired. This one's on nice crystal clear vinyl. So these are still available at Riding Easy Records for a very nice price, probably about $25 with shipping. So if you're wondering what this sounds like, just tune in to the next Record Selector, and you will be hearing a little bit of that. Then I got Fever Tree. Picked this one up over the weekend. It's from 1969. Psychedelic rock from Houston, Texas. They put out 3 or 4 records in the 60s. Sounds an awful lot like Billy Gibbons on the vocals on this one. Pretty nice. I think I have another Fever Tree record in the collection, and probably if I do, it's playing on the Record Selector right now. If I don't, that will definitely be on there, so we'll get that on a live show eventually here too. So then I also got this one at the Goodwill bins for about 15 cents. This is the Louisiana Hayride, original historic performance of Levi and the Rockettes, July 14th, 1979. I'm glad I got this one. I got to the bins a little bit late that day, and there was a number of other guys who like to pick records out of the bins, and there was a whole lot of records in the bins. Most of them were just garbage, and I think it had been pretty picked over if there was anything good in there. I figure these other 2 guys probably got it, but I'm glad that they missed this one because it's really good rockabilly. And I think they probably passed this one up because, you know, just look at the cover. It would easily be tossed aside because it kind of has that look of, you know, one of those shitty Time Life compilation records of Mantovani or something. But no, it's good rockabilly of Levi and the Rockettes on the Louisiana Hayride. They were from England, and really riding that rockabilly revival of the 1970s. And of course, Louisiana Hayride, that is where Elvis got his start 25 years prior to that. So I have a really awesome recording of Elvis at the Louisiana Hayride, and I'm pretty sure it's on the record selector right now. If it isn't, I will get it up there. Then I got some Sturgill Simpson, Dude and Juanita. This is his latest. It's a concept record, and tells it's kind of a Civil War story of Dude and his bride Juanita, and their trials and travails in the South during and after the Civil War. So we've gotta love Sturgill. Sturgill, I'm wearing a t-shirt. Got this t-shirt at a Sturgill Simpson show probably 5-6 years ago at the Old Rock House, a bar in St. Louis. You'll never see Sturgill Simpson playing a small bar like that again. But I'm glad I got in there. Sold out show. Paid a lot of money to get into that one. Worth every penny. Anderson East was opening up, and so he was the opening act, and he was down at the merch stand signing autographs. So I got an autographed CD because he didn't have any vinyl out then. But anyway, then let's see. Moving on, I got somebody you've probably never heard of unless you're from Chicago and you like folk music. This is Bonnie Kolch. Never really made a big name outside of Chicago, but well known up there. She was kind of the folk triumvirate of John Prine, Steve Goodman, and Bonnie Kolch. Real well known in Chicago, and if she had gotten a really nice stage name, she might have been more well known across the country, because Bonnie Kolch, it doesn't really ring, but she had a voice that rang, and really one of the clearest, most beautiful voices in folk music. I think Sandy Denny, and it's very much like that. A better version of Joan Baez. And so the title is You're Gonna Love Yourself in the Morning. Whatever, kind of a hipster title in 1970, whatever. But like Bonnie Kolch. So I had priced this record to sell. I brought it home and recorded it, and had it in my shop for sale, but I think I may end up keeping it because it's not something you find every day, and I do like my folk music, and so I'm going to keep that one. Then found this one at the Goodwill bins as well. Double album, the best of Richard and Mimi Farina. Mimi and Richard Farina. If you didn't know folk music, you probably wouldn't know much about Mimi and Richard Farina. I do see their records every now and then, not all that often, but if you see them, you should buy them because they're an interesting couple. Only did 2 records in the mid-60s during the Greenwich Village era of folk music. He was a big poet, folky type, and she, Mimi Baez, sister of Joan Baez. So the music is great. It's traditional folk. There's a lot of really beautiful instrumentals on here, and there's some good rock and roll in here too. Hard Loving Loser is a really good song, and that is a song that I will be playing on the Record Selector live show eventually. We're going to get that one in there. They had Storybook Romance and A Tragic End. Richard was killed in a motorcycle crash 1966 out in like Topanga Canyon or something out in Los Angeles. So died young. Too bad. More folk music. Linda Thompson, One Clear Moment. This is I like this, Bonnie Kolch, Linda Thompson, Sandy Denny. I really like it. If you know Richard Thompson, Fairport Convention, they had a very stormy relationship, but they made some really good music together, and they had a very messy divorce. I understand he was probably not a very nice guy to her. Great guitar player, really interesting person, but probably wouldn't want to be married to the guy when he starts drinking. They're Irish, right? I probably shouldn't have said that, but anyway. Yeah, it's good music, very good. And so we'll put some of that up on the Record Selector as well. Speaking of Richard Thompson, big fan of Mark Maron's WTF podcast, and I may have mentioned it on the show or maybe on one of these little YouTube deals. Did a really nice interview with Richard Thompson a while ago. So if you're looking for something to listen to other than the record selector, you may want to go online and look up Mark Maron's WTF with Richard Thompson, and you will learn a thing or two about the guitar and folk music in the 1970s. Then I got this really nice copy of Simon and Garfunkel's Sounds of Silence. This is the one you want to find. Actually, I bought this a while ago. It was just in the stack of this other stuff. I may have already talked about this, but anyway, it's an interesting record to see because you never see this one. No titles on the cover, indicates a first press, and he's got the where am I here? This finger. Yeah, Teen Beat in his pocket. That was later blacked out. So this is the copy of this record that you want to have. So if you ever see it, look for it. Anytime I see a Sounds of Silence in the stacks, you see them all the time. I'm always looking for one without the titles on the cover, and I finally found one. Only one I've ever seen on a nice Columbia label. So it's a good record, nice one to have. Then here is a really nice copy, near mint condition, of Tommy James and the Shondells with a nice hype sticker. So featuring their hit Somebody Cares, includes the new hit on Roulette. This one is near mint. It is still in the original shrink, and so pretty cool to find vintage records in this condition. Don't see it all that often. So I did not find that at a record store. I found it at a resale shop. So then I also found some Miles Davis, We Want Miles. This is a really nice double live LP, and it's the kind of Miles Davis that I like. It's not really freeform. It's just some very classy, easy to listen to jazz music that even people who don't like jazz music would probably like this. So along with this one, I also got Miles Davis Live Evil with the original black cover, and I brought that one home, recorded it, and it is not the kind of jazz I like. It's that freeform kind of really wild and out there kind of stuff that doesn't really have a plot. So it's a very valuable record, so I put it up for sale and sold it within a couple of days online. So got pretty good money for it, so it helps fund things like this. Got this one this weekend. Come Together, Ike and Tina Turner and the Ikettes. I got this for $10. It's worth a lot more than that to me because it is such good rock and roll, rock and soul, and you cannot listen to this and not start moving around in your seat. You might even get up and dance. I don't know, but you will not dance as good as Tina Turner because she's the original. If you need proof of that, just go to the Record Selector's Facebook page, because I recently posted a video of Tina Turner's performance at the Playboy Mansion in 1969, where she does 2 or 3 of the tracks off of this record and Proud Mary, and man, oh man. I think I commented that that 15 minutes of music is better than any music that has been played for the last 15 years on any Grammy Awards performance or MTV Video Awards, because anybody on those ridiculous, stupid shows wishes they could have a smidgen of the talent on display at any Ike and Tina Turner show in the late 1960s and early 70s. And speaking of, now this is the best record I've picked up in the last 6 months, if not the last year. A near mint copy of Ike and Tina Turner's Dynamite. This one is amazing, and when I saw it, I snatched it right up because I saw a guy coming into the store who I knew would buy this if I didn't immediately hop on it. And at the price I paid for this, yeah, they did not know what they had when they priced this record, because I have sold a copy of this record in lesser condition about 6 years ago for a couple of $100. And so this one is every bit as nice as that one was, and possibly even better. The only thing, it has a little bit of spindle wear, but other than that, the vinyl is near perfect, and the cover is very sharp. And so I have listed this one for sale online, and I will just say it is not cheap. But there's a reason. This is one that a real collector would like to have. It's worth all the money, and they aren't getting any cheaper. Actually, I just sold something online. Maybe that was it. We'll see. So I'm putting this one right back in the shrink. Ike Tina Turner Dynamite. This one is currently in rotation at therecordselector.com. So handling this one with kit gloves. I also have this Ike Tina one here for sale as well. It's at my shop. So then, last but not least, on the same day, I got this fantastic copy of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On original gatefold on Tamla. And this, for such a popular record, it's not easy to find. I have a copy, and for years I never saw one out in the wild. Not at a record store, certainly not at a thrift store, not anywhere. But last year I did pick up a nice copy, and I believe this one is possibly better. It's got the original insert, original inner sleeve, and a really nice example of a very hard to find record. And these aren't cheap. So I got this one at a very nice price. Again, I don't think they realized how much this one was worth, and so I was happy to pick it up. Now I'm going to be selling this one or the other one that I have. I'm going to have a look at the other one that I have in my collection, see which one I want to keep, and I will be selling one of them. So let's see. Oh, I also got these were in the Goodwill bins. Nice copy of Roy Orbison, In Dreams. The record is a bit scratched, but I don't believe it's going to skip. So pretty nice. The cover's great, and you can't go wrong with some good Roy Orbison. Then I had a nice Meet the Beatles, which is a bit rough. You know, it's got some wear, but this is still a very popular record in my shop. And it has the original inner sleeve, which is nice, and it is on a nice rainbow label. It definitely needs a cleaning, and you know, it's really not too bad. Few minor scuffs, but I think it'll play just fine, and it's a good, we'll call this one a survivor. And to find it at the bins, that's pretty exciting. So also, back on the folk theme, some Nancy Griffith. This would pair well with Bonnie Coloc, John Prine, and all of that kind of thing. So that is it. Now I have a live record selector probably coming up next week or the week after. I think I might just get it in next week. I've got it done, and actually I have 3 or 4 shows that are already, I've got playlists done, so just need to find the time to get online. So until then, tune into the recordselector.com, where you can hear all of this kind of thing and more. I will record all of these records to MP3. I cut them up into separate songs and just upload the good stuff. Sometimes I upload entire album sides, like that Ike and Tina Turner Come Together. Recorded that one yesterday, cut it up last night, uploaded the whole thing, because that's an album you want to hear in its entirety. So you can find that kind of thing at therecordselector.com. I'm going to say it is the best and only true vinyl streaming station on the internet. It costs me a little bit every month to run it. Doesn't cost you a dime to listen to it. Commercial free. So all I ask is your patronage. And so tune in. And I'm tuning out.